Welcome to Council Connection. I'm Dick White, Mayor and Durango City Councilor. This program is designed to give you a snapshot of happenings at the most recent Durango City Council meeting. This time we look at the March 5th meeting. Our meeting began with a proclamation declaring March 1st as Ed Zink Day, honoring his 50 years as a champion of outdoor recreation and in particular mountain biking. Zink founded Mountain Bike Specialists 50 years ago and created the Iron Horse Bicycle Classic in 1972. Just two of his many accomplishments that have made Durango the recreation mecca it is today.
My father would remind me that nobody can do all that stuff alone. And I've just had the privilege of being able to work on teams of people to accomplish these things. And it's been great. And the city has certainly been supportive of many of these projects, but it verifies that grassroots is important and people get ideas and they grow and they develop, and that's part of what makes this town special.
Our consent agenda allows City Council by a single motion to approve matters that are considered routine or non-controversial. There's usually no separate discussion of these items unless a council member or a citizen requests the item to be removed from the consent agenda and considered separately. Among the 4 items on this consent agenda, one set a public hearing on March 20th for changes to the city code regarding use, placement, and security of trash containers with the goal of reducing wildlife trash conflicts. During public participation, we welcomed members of the 2017-2018 Fort Lewis College Skyhawk Rocky Mountain Athletic Conference Men's Basketball Championship team. They finished their season 24-6. For the 3rd time in a row and 11th time in the school history, they will play in the NCAA Division II tournament facing Texas A&M Commerce University on March 10th. One legislative public hearing dealt with changes to parking administration and regulations. These include changes in truck loading regulations along Main Avenue and requires all vehicles parked on city streets to display a valid license. There was one quasi-judicial hearing on the abandonment of city-owned right-of-way on East 30th Street, just east of Main Avenue. The 60-foot strip of land could be used for a sidewalk as well as for further development of the nearby and recently located Rock Lounge.
As you know, abandonments have occurred throughout Animas City, primarily on the east side of the river, but this is also a part of that neighborhood, and the resulting right-of-way will be wide enough to accommodate a local street. We're not compromising our ability there or to make sidewalk connections in the future. The 111 East 30th address is the Rock Lounge, and it's a unique parcel. It's split by an alley, so the building's on one side and then the parking area is on the other, but it's one property that's bound together. And then 2977 is the other property that will receive some of the right-of-way. This is looking from East 2nd back up west towards Main and towards the alley. And then this is looking down from the alley in the area. You can see some of the grades, mature vegetation. Those are some of the things we look for when an abandonment request is made, and really that area outside of just a 6-foot sidewalk corridor that we're retaining along the curb edge. That area doesn't have any use for the city. We don't expect to use it, and so that's why we're supporting the abandonment request. It's a 14-foot wide abandonment, and then we retain 6 feet, like I said, adjacent to the curb.
Councilors also voted to reenact temporary regulations concerning wildlife trash conflicts with an eye toward minimizing those conflicts until a new ordinance can be heard at a March 20th public hearing and then adopted. These are the same temporary regulations adopted last fall, which include elimination of warnings for those whose trash is disturbed by wildlife. Lastly, councilors introduced an ordinance to annex Lake Nighthorse. This item was the subject of a public hearing at the February 20th meeting, and with a final approval possible at the March 20th meeting, the city would be poised to begin managing recreation at the lake starting in April. During the meeting, the councilors also mentioned several events you might find interesting. Among these, as part of Women's History Month, the Durango Women's Resource Center is holding an extraordinary women's award dinner March 15th at the Doubletree. This event will honor 3 local women. You can reserve your seats by going online to wrcdurango.org. Also, remember, work is beginning on improvements to College Drive. Improvements include installation of a traffic signal at 2nd and College, as well as ADA ramps, better marked pedestrian crossings, and the installation of new turning and bike lanes between Main and 4th Avenue. The work should be completed by mid-May. You can find more information on the project online at durangogov.org/College Drive. Our next study session will be Tuesday, March 13th at 4 p.m. Recreation will be the topic with updates on the Lake Nighthorse and Parks Open Space and Trails recreation plans, as well as an update on the Chapman Hill Ski Area Master Plan. We will also continue to discuss the difficult topic of homelessness in our community. Our next regular council meeting is March 20th at 6:30 p.m. And that's Council Connection for the March 5th Durango City Council meeting. I'm City Councilor and Mayor Dick White. Thanks for joining us, and remember, you can always contact your city councilors via email at citycouncil@durangogov.org.